Greetings, beloved Princeton United Methodist Church. This is Pastor Jenny with an update for you, and I'm reading, it's like we're in Lent again. I'm reading Matthew chapter 5, verse 9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. This is the word of life. Thanks be to God. So on Sunday, the children are presenting their musical to us. And what is so exciting and beautiful about this is that they're going to do it in person, in live, and with each other and in the same space. And of course, it'll be available online as well, live streamed too. But they're going to be giving the message. And what's beautiful about this in so many ways, beyond what I've already said, is that our children are leading us. I love this. I think that one thing I have so appreciated about the children's ministry at Princeton UMC is how continually we are working to help centralize the children through being liturgists in worship and acolytes, even through the remote time when it was all remote. We made sure that we had children in worship and children's time. But our children are extraordinary. They are amazing, and they have a connection with God and things to teach us about God and God's ways as well. So we're going to be hearing from them on Sunday, and they're going to be talking about being peacemakers. We are all called into this ministry of reconciliation and to peace building, and we talked about that through the lens of forgiveness during Lent. But now, as we're talking about building bridges, I think this is another piece. Building bridges involves being peacemakers, shalom bringers, is what we talked about, how we talked about it during Lent, being shalom bringers. But also knowing that sometimes shalom needs to be brought to us, that we are shalom builders together and with each other and for the sake of the world. I wonder what some of your images of peace building, of peacemaking, of shalom bringing are. One of the things that you'll get to see on Sunday is lions and lambs. And I love the images from the Old Testament, from the Hebrew scriptures, from Isaiah, that proclaim the majesty and the beauty and the wonder and the extraordinary ways that God envisions God's creation to live in harmony, in shalom with one another. And so it has these images of the lion and the lamb and children and snakes and these things that we typically think of as natural enemies being with each other, being in harmony. So these are lovely and beautiful images, and there are examples of this in our world around us. I know we're not around lions and lambs per se very often, but we use this language a fair amount in our world, don't we? So what are the images? What are the things that you think about, or the people that you think about, or the ways that you think about peace and shalom? How has God continued to spark something in you that makes you long for peace and shalom within yourself, in your immediate surroundings, in the community, throughout the world? What are some of the people? Who are some of the people that come to your mind? I know many of us have Nobel Peace Prize winners, for example, in our minds. That is the Nobel Prize that I often am tuned into the most. Partly because they're doing things that I think we're all called to do in this world. And so it's just so beautiful to see them and see the work that they are doing. But who is that for you? Who are the people who are teaching you about peacemaking and shalom bringing? What are the images that guide you and that stir up your heart for this very work? Well, the children are going to help us and with this imagination and teaching and leading and sending us out to be peacemakers in our world as well. And I hope that you'll join us on Sunday for that. And the last thing I want to share with you today is, two more things. One is that in our bridge building series. We are inviting people to participate in the Heritage Tour of the Witherspoon-Jackson neighborhood in Princeton. And you can do that collectively with us as a group on the 22nd of May. That's a Sunday afternoon. But you can also do this on your own. We have some supplemental materials to help you on your way. So there are plaques at each stop, but we also have materials that you can get through our church that can help you and enhance that journey as we look at it, as we are building bridges with and for Christ, following Christ across these bridges into our neighborhood as well. This is also available virtually, so if you don't even want to leave your house, that works too. All good. The second thing that I wanted to share, or the last thing, is that I spent Tuesday morning of this week with the clergy from the other churches that we are in conversation with around multi-site ministry. And so this is kind of an exciting time, and a time for us to get to know each other a little bit, and just to begin the first steps of this venture in ministry out beyond Kingston and Princeton, which is already has some groundwork done already in this way. So I wanted to let you know that that is happening, and that there are a few more steps that are coming along over these next weeks and months. And again, we'll continue to try to keep you updated around some of that. Some of those churches are still in conversation with their leadership teams and still deciding on next steps. So I will share who those people are with you as that becomes a little bit more solidified as well. So, but be in prayer if you would around this. This is one big way that bridges are being built, not just into our local community, which is so important, but also across our Methodist connection, and in creating new bridges and new ways to really sustain ministry for the long term, to amplify ministry, to bring greater vision and alignment and impact of the love and the peace that Jesus invites us into this whole region. It's really quite exciting. And thank you for praying with us and for all the support that you give. Know that I am delighted to be on this journey with you. You are enough because God is enough. Thanks be to God for that.